Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya to all. Welcome to our Dhamma Chakra channel. And I'm wishing you on this day a very happy, fantabulous, exciting, and beautiful year 2023 to all of you. May all your dreams come true. May you connect Dhamma deeply. May you experience Dhamma deeply in this new year 2023. So, today I'm going to talk about Dhamma experience, my Dhamma experience. So, it's been a while that uh, I've been experiencing Dhamma, I've been practicing the Dhamma, but somewhere I feel that I need to share the Dhamma. I need to share the Dhamma with all of you because sharing is caring. And if that sharing is leads to your inspiration to practice Dhamma, to experience Dhamma, then I can say that Dhamma will propagate through all of us because Buddhism is such a way that we need to propagate through our own practice, not just sharing some our WhatsApp messages, and we always forward the message from one group to another group and next group. But I don't think that is a sharing, but I feel that whenever we practice Dhamma in our own life, and when we remove our own sufferings, and then we share that suffering with others, then we can say that we are really becoming example in front of people. We really become example that yes, we can also remove our sufferings from our own life. So, talking about the experiencing Dhamma, because we all know, like we all Ambedkarite Buddhists, not just Ambedkarite Buddhists, also non-Ambedkarite Buddhists as well. We all know the basic philosophy of Buddhism, basic philosophy of Dhamma. We know all five precepts. We know Noble Eightfold Path. We know 10 Paramitas. We all know this. And we also know the beautiful, wonderful book which is written by Baba Sahib Ambedkar, The Buddha and His Dhamma. And we are really, reading it and we understanding it. And then we also propagating it. We are talking about it, we're discussing it. We are trying to know the meaning of that. But when after discussion, after writing articles on that, after practicing it, I feel that somewhere experience is really required because whenever we talk about Dhamma, whenever we talk about five precepts or Noble Eightfold Path, when it comes to into our own life, then it becomes the reality. Then it becomes to your true experience, because the Dhamma is so sweet. Dhamma, the taste of the Dhamma is so sweet. We cannot just talk and say that Dhamma is sweet. We need to test that Dhamma. That's why we can say that apple of Dhamma. If we have that apple of Dhamma and we consume it on a daily basis, then we can know the real taste of the Dhamma. Because without testing, we cannot know. We cannot know the fragrance of flower just talking about the flowers. We cannot know the fragrance of flower just discussing about the fragrance, how the fragrance of flower is. But we need to go to that fragrance and smell the fragrance of that flower, experience the fragrance of that flower. Then we can know that this is the flower which has a great, great, great fragrance. Similarly, we can say that apple, we always say that one apple a day keeps doctor away. But we can also say that one apple of Dhamma a day keeps sufferings away. So if we apply that Dhamma and then taste that real Dhamma, real apple of Dhamma, then we can know the sweetness of Dhamma, how the taste of the Dhamma is, and how we can give the wonderful happiness in our life. So it's all about experience. It's all about putting into practice. It's all about making our life a better life on a daily basis. Because every day we definitely talk about Dhamma. Definitely talking is really important. Discussing the Dhamma is really important. And also studying and reading about the Dhamma is really important, because that is also part of knowing and getting the knowledge, and also conducting the seminars and attending those seminars, all the Buddhist seminars which we used to have throughout the year. That is wonderful. But then when it comes to our real life, a real challenging life, when the life always knocks you on your tail and then it gives you a new critical situations. So in that situation, whatever we have learned about the Dhamma, whatever we have talked about Dhamma, whatever we have gained all the knowledge about Dhamma, should come into our help. It should come to our help, that it really helping us to face that critical situation. But without experiencing it, without that practice on a daily basis, we cannot know the experience. We cannot get out of that critical situation, because every day we face some tough situation, or not every day, but maybe once in a week, or once in a month, or maybe once in a 2 months, or I don't know. But we always face some tough challenges, and in those tough challenges, we always go in a reactive mode, and then always complaints, and then trap into anxiety level, trap into the negativity level. And the way all the people used to do is to blame other people, blame the weather, blame the company, and blame all that people. These people has done to this to me. Because of the boss, I'm not able to feel happy about my job. So all sort of things, we always tend to be reactive in the situation. But then, can we be creative? Can we think that something, we are like always have the habit of thinking in a reactive way, but can we stop that reactive mind? And can we stop that reactive mind and start thinking in a creative way? Start thinking in a non-reactive way, rather. So yes, this all talk about I'm just not a discourse giver. No, I'm not a Dhamma pravachankar, we say in Marathi. So I'm not that. But then whatever the knowledge or whatever the experience I've gained so far in the last 10 to 15 years in Dhamma practice. So there are some experiences which observed in my life. So I thought of sharing with you, and then if those experiences also triggers your practice Dhamma, practice this Buddhism, then that definitely my purpose will definitely be solved. Because my purpose of this talk is to give the great test of Dhamma, give the great experience of the Dhamma. So yeah, so now, I just don't want to hold for you too long, but I really want to share my own experience of 2 weeks before. I had intense experience, and how I turned from that experience. And I really want to share that, because that is which really changed the complete, I can say, perception of my life. Because I'm keep practicing that, but then on that day there's something really I couldn't control myself. I couldn't stop my reaction mind. So getting back to my own experience and this is my experience, it's a recent experience which has happened just 2 weeks before, on 24th of December. That was on Friday. And then I was in the office, and then whole office atmosphere, in the multinational company, it used to be oh, we have a weekend, and then we got now we got a weekends. Also, we got a Christmas Day as well, and people were already leaving early on Friday. Some people leave early 2 p.m. Some people early 3 p.m. But then I leave at 4 p.m. on that day. But then on that day, I had a little pain in my lower left corner teeth. uh, I avoid it to somehow. But when I went to home and then had some good snacks uh, and then listened to some discourses, and then after that, uh, I did my meditation and then chant Vandana. But after that as well, the pain was still there. Even after go home, I still keep avoiding that pain because the pain of the teeth is so intense. Uh, I was getting a feeling that the pain was reaching to my brain, and it was like someone is like giving some intense, like, for example, there is some needle and then someone is like piercing needle into your brain. That kind of a feeling was there. So that pain was so intense, I couldn't avoid that, and then my mind was still reacting and reacting, because I was like trying to avoid it by looking into other things, like listening to the discourses, and then try to avoid that, but I couldn't avoid that. It was so intense, and but I thought, oh, I will go to sleep and then the pain will disappear. No problem in that. So I was into that mind. Uh, yeah, as usual, I go to bed, and then after a couple of hours, the pain appears again. It appears, and it was so intense. It was so intense, I couldn't avoid. And being in outside of the country, uh, being in the I can say holiday period, because 24th December was a Christmas day, and most of the things already closed. Most of the medical and dentists and people already closed. So I thought, oh no, this is something I my pain appeared in the wrong day. So that if the pain appeared in the weekdays, then I would have definitely go to one of the dentists and then check. But then no, and then I couldn't avoid that. But then on that night, after a couple of hours, that pain was so intense. My whole body was getting sweat out like anything. I couldn't avoid it, but I was still in a like half asleep and half awake. It was not completely awake, a half sleep and half awake. So I don't know what to do now. I like trying to again avoid it, trying to sleep again, but it doesn't help. It really doesn't help to me to reduce my pain. And then I had no option now. I had no option. Then I completely surrender myself. And then surrender to whom? So I surrender to one of the beautiful chanting of Buddhanusati. Uh, and you all must be knowing the Buddhanusati. What is Buddhanusati? So it is the mindfulness of the Buddha. Sati means mindfulness. So awareness of the Buddhanusati. And we all recite this gatha in every day, or maybe some important occasions. But on that day, on that day I couldn't help myself, and then I surrender myself to Buddhanusati. And literally I was saying in my mind all those beautiful, wonderful words in my mind. And those words were Iti piso Bhagava Arahaṃ Sammāsambuddho Vijjācaranasampanno Sugato Lokavidū Anuttaro purisadammasārathi Satthā devamanussānaṃ Buddho Bhagavati. So these words I try to recite in my mind. Every word, iti piso, I pause. Bhagava, Arahaṃ, Sammāsambuddho, Vijjācaranasampanno Sugato, Lokavidū, Anuttaro, purisadammasārathi, Satthā devamanussānaṃ, Buddho Bhagavati. So this every word was penetrating deeply in my heart, deeply in my mind. And as if I literally imagine all those qualities of those Buddhas, all those highest qualities of this Buddha, when he sat for the enlightenment, when the Mara attack all with his force. But then Buddha, with his stable mind, he stopped the attack of Mara. He stopped all those fights from the Mara. And he conquered himself. And each words were so powerful. It was like every word was not just penetrating in my heart, but it was penetrating each and every cell of my body. Each and every cell. And it was like as if someone like Mara attacks me to giving me that intense pain in my lower left teeth. And it was like continuously giving attack. But as soon as I recite those words, I don't know, I really feel that Mara went away. It went away. It was going further away from me. And then all the pain which I was feeling, it was quite an intense pain I was feeling. That pain slowly started reduced. And I was getting such a deep sleep after that. It was really a deep sleep I had. Just for the 5 or maybe 10 minutes I recite those with a deep faith in the Buddha, deep faith in the Buddha's qualities. And that pain really disappeared. I felt so powerful that, wow, that we have that ability and we have that potential to overcome all pain. And I feel so faithful next day that we have such a highest ideal in our life. We have such a highest supreme teacher in our life. And such a highest supreme teacher which help us to remove all our pain, not just physical pain, but all the mental and emotional and all the pain, just reciting those highest qualities. So this is my experience. And then on next day, on 25th of December, I recovered. And then I continue that reciting of that. And then on 26th of December, I was fully recovered. So no pain at all. And then the belief really strengthened in the Dhamma qualities. My faith in the Dhamma again got so much strong now than before, that yes, even if like we always like always rely on the external things, like external possibilities to solve that problem, but then we can heal our pain, we can heal our own sufferings, because we have such a highest supreme teacher in our life, highest supreme idol in our life. And it is the great merits that we must have done in our life to got this supreme teacher, the Sammāsambuddho in our life. And that will help us to be like him, to be like supreme enlightened being, to walk on that path, to be like a warrior like him. Because I really feel that Buddha was a warrior. And today we all celebrate on 1st of Jan a warrior's day by going to Bhima Koregaon. But I really feel that Buddha was a warrior. He conquered himself against those mighty force of Mara. And we are having that warrior potential within us, within all of us. So this is the experience, guys, and all of you, that I really want to share. And this is the beautiful experience. And then Buddhanusati, what is the quality and how we need to recite it. Definitely, we all have all the knowledge and all have all the way of reciting that, but then we need to like recite with a deep faith in the Buddha, with a deep shraddha in the Buddha. In Marathi we say shraddha, deep faith and the deep practice within the Buddha, and then we can gain this wonderful experience. Because if we just recite this in a superficial way, it will not help. If we recite in a like very fast those words, it will definitely not help. But then with a deep meaning, just understand the deep meaning of each and every qualities of this verse, or each and every qualities of the Buddha in the Buddhanusati, and understand not just with your mind but with your heart, then it will penetrate in your body and each and every cell and the nucleus and molecules of your body. Then you will feel the qualities of the Buddha within you. The simple way of reciting, I just recited. Again, I really want to recite because it's such a powerful experience, such a beautiful experience that I always feel when I recite this Gatha. Once again. Iti piso Bhagava Arahaṃ Sammāsambuddho Vijjācaranasampanno Sugato Lokavidū Anuttaro purisadammasārathi Satthā devamanussānaṃ Buddho Bhagavati Iti piso Bhagava Arahaṃ Sammāsambuddho Vijjācaranasampanno Sugato Lokavidū Anuttaro purisadammasārathi Satthā devamanussānaṃ Buddho Bhagavati. So before I end my sharing of Dhamma, I really want to gloss over the qualities of the Buddha and the meaning of the each qualities of the Buddha, just superficial way, because in today's world we all have access to the Google, we all have access to our mobile. We can definitely go find the meaning of these qualities of the Buddha, but then just to make it understandable in a very simple way, I just try to extract the meaning, and then this is how I feel when I recite this Buddhanusati. So these are the qualities I just try to capture. So what is Arahaṃ? When we say Arahaṃ, one who is stainless, one who is spotless, and one who has no defilements. That is Arahaṃ. That is Arahant, we can say in Marathi. And Sammāsambuddho. Sammāsambuddho, Sambuddho. This means perfectly or completely awakened. A perfectly or completely awakened, enlightened being by himself, without a teacher. That's important. Without a teacher, he completely awakened. He completely enlightened himself without a teacher. And I will say that because of the Sammāsambuddho, I'm able to talk to you. Because of the Sammāsambuddho, we all are connected together. Because Sammāsambuddho is such a highest person, because he has such a deep compassion, highest compassion, we call it as a Mahakarunik. A Mahakarunik, because in before the Sammāsambuddho, we all had like 28 Buddhas, but they're not able to communicate with the people. They're not able to talk to people because they have such a higher stage. They have achieved the enlightenment. But Sammāsambuddho, who had a deep compassion to all of us, to all the living beings and the human beings on earth, and they really want to end our sufferings. They really want to share this path of enlightenment to all living and human beings. And that's why we are privileged to have Sammāsambuddho in our life. So this is the highest quality, and then he is completely enlightened without any teacher. Next, Vijjācaranasampanno. Perfect in knowledge. Sampanno means perfect in knowledge and conduct. Perfect in knowledge and conduct. Perfect in every knowledge and acharan. Conduct means acharan, we can say. Sugato. One who has overcome all sufferings and reached happiest stage. A happiest stage. Lokavidū. It means knower of the worlds. He knows the cause and effect of the world, of the nature. Anuttaro, unsurpassed, purisadammasārathi. We can say Anuttaro, purisadammasārathi. Unsurpassed trainer of the people who are fit for training. Who are fit for training like us. All Ambedkarite Buddhists are fit for the training of the Buddhas. So he is a trainer of our people. Unsurpassed, without a superior. He is an unsurpassed trainer of our people who are fit for training. Fit for training for what? For practicing the path of enlightenment, the path of purity, the path of righteousness. Satthā devamanussānaṃ. The teacher of gods and humans. The teacher of gods. So literally the gods here means not just the Hindu gods. Here God means all who have achieved the highest state of mind, who are highest beings, who have achieved that highest state, who have removed those defilements. So these are the teachers of gods and humans. Buddho, the blessed one. Or we can say Tathagatha, Bhagava, one who has destroyed all defilements. Bhagava, we can say Bhagavan, Bhagga means destroy. What is destroy? Va means defilements. One who has destroyed all defilements. So this is just a simple meaning I try to extract from this Buddhanusati, and hope all of you will have a beautiful experience when you recite this Buddhanusati in your daily life, and then you will definitely able to overcome all your pain, all your sufferings if you practice it. And then if you get some time on weekends or on holidays, just try to recite maybe half an hour or maybe 1 hour if you have time. Then you will feel that beautiful experience, a deep experience of the Buddha within you. And in the weekdays, definitely you can take 5 minutes or 10 minutes as per your time schedule. But then this Buddhanusati is such a wonderful reciting qualities of the Buddha. It really helps my mind. It really helps me to face all the challenging situations in my life. So I really want you to express your experience of reciting Buddhanusati and how it helps you to overcome all the pain and sufferings. And if you want, please feel free to share your experience in the comment section. And then people will inspire, and then people will definitely help each other. And then ultimately, we need to share our Dhamma, we need to share our experience. And sharing is ultimately a caring. And then we all care for each other. We all have metta with all the human beings and living beings on earth. So thank you so much for listening to my experience. I hope I will come up with some new experience. And then till that time, take care and Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya.